that song for you when it comes to Pierce the Veil?
Ooh, this is a really hard question. I think so. Everybody know the one for Sleeping Sirens for me is Heroin. It's my absolute favorite song. I think that it is like the most beautiful, most masterpiece of a lyrical melody
Well,
anybody could have ever made.
what was that?
But that,
We were playing that one time. I have to bring this up. I just thought of this, and I have to bring this up because your reaction was priceless. Remember we did a show with Andrew and
yeah,
Andrew Grotsky, and he had a comment to say about Callan Quinn, and
yeah, I was not impressed.
your reaction was everything. It was
Oh my
great. Oh my
geez.
god! What did he say? He sounded like he said he sounded like some female artist or something like that.
Yeah, it was like I don't remember who it was.
Or he
exactly.
sounds like a female or something like that, and you're just like I think we put you on FaceTime for like 30 seconds so you could just gave him a dirty look.
I know, that was funny.
He hasn't been on the show with us since. Have you noticed?
Well, good. He learned his lesson.
Oh man.
Here's okay, back to this question. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I want to kind of be basic and say if I have to listen, like if obviously like if I'm wanting to listen to Pierce the Veil, I think First Punch, when that song comes on, I get so hyped. I'm like so excited to hear it. It just like it was my friend Melanie and I's favorite Pierce the Veil song, like forever when we were younger. So every time I listen to them and I play First Punch, I'm like, this was our song, bro. Like this is so good. So I'm gonna have to say First Punch.
Yeah, that's a good tune. That's a really good tune. I think we have to pull it up now. I think we'll have to play it.
Yes, we have to play it.
Get some nostalgia going here. That's what I love about music is it jogs memories and it you can always just look back and hey, even if you don't talk to that person, if you haven't talked to that person in many years, there's still that connection, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Like there's a song.
Melanie and I talk on a day-to-day basis, but every time we fucking like talk about this, we're like, "Where's Punch? It's so good. It's our favorite song."
Absolutely, My Life Would Suck Without You by Kelly Clarkson. I listen to that and I still get vibes from 2013. And I say that weirdly because that song did not come out in 2013. It came out a long time ago. But that song is such nostalgia for me because it's like that was a song that we did it. I went to somebody's house and it was my dad. My dad and my sister went to Thanksgiving, and I remember this very clearly. And we did karaoke, and my friend Ryan and we karaokeed that song, and ever since then it's just been a staple as far as getting, it brings me back.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. So I actually got to go up and search First Punch. That's right? First Punch?
Yep. It's on Collide with the Sky.
All right. It's
one of those hit songs that I feel like people just kind of skip, but I love it.
Yeah. That's the, I guess, the nature of it. Some people will skip it and then others will just go,
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't get an advertisement. If we do, we will obviously skip it. All right. Pierce the Veil in the First Punch. Hopefully we don't get an ad. Oh, beautiful. Right here on a Monday evening. Oh. All right. Little Pierce the Veil and First Punch. Oh, wow. I just lost my windscreen. Oh, well, that's 2 windscreens gone in a week. That's not good.
Oh.
Yep. I have no idea where that went. That's not fun. Oh, here it is. All right. And it's funny. I these things are so easy to lose. I got to put this on. This is going to bug me. There we go. That's a lot better. They're so easy to lose and they slide off so easily. So it's like you got to kind of keep your eye and your not keep your hand on it at all times, but every now and then you just got to check it, make sure it doesn't come off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the glass slipper that doesn't fit. although although it does fit. It's that's the good part, of course. The first punch, that is a really great song. It's such a like a rager song, I feel like.
So good. It just makes you want to get up and like headbang like non-stop.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a really great mix of screamo and singing at the same time, and that's the amazing part about, again, both of both Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil. They know how to keep it to a minimum, but also have an equal balance of both screamo and, it's not all screamo music. It'd be a different story if it was all screamo, I think. And I mean, what is your thoughts on hardcore screamo music type of deal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think both bands, more so Sleeping with Sirens, kind of played the whole spectrum of like pop rock, kind of like punk music in there too a little bit, and also have also done like more metalcore and like emo, post-hardcore. And I don't know, I just feel like, with that screamo in there, it adds a new volume to the song, but then if they're also singing and contributing to their music in that way, it makes it different. Like, for example, old Bring Me the Horizon is literally just metal screaming, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. I love Bring Me the Horizon. Love you, Ollie. Like, I'm not trying to be like, this is terrible, but it's not my first choice in music.
Mm-hmm.
But what I love about these bands is they can add the screamo, but then also sing, and it brings like a fresher tone to that specific genre, I think.
Yeah, and me, as I'm getting into I've been doing a lot of music production lately, and so as I'm listening to these songs, I'm going, my mind is the producer in me is going, oh, here's what they did, but how did they, with screaming and stuff, how did they mix that so well? Because I feel like I feel like the screamo music would be really tricky to mix. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm so wrong. I know a lot of people. I know some people are gonna be like, "You're so wrong. You're so wrong." I will be the first to admit that I'm going to be wrong when with what I just said, because anything is possible when it comes to Pro Tools and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I've taken a whole new level, or it's like a whole new level of listening to music for me now since getting into this whole mixing deal. It's very interesting, and it really helped. And what's really nice is it really helps to have that kind of view of music, from the production side of things, instead of just going, oh, I like the lyrics, and then talking about the lyrics and stuff. Because not only is it about the lyrics, but it's also about the art form and how, I think, how a song is mixed and how it sounds, to a listener. So the average listener doesn't think about a song and how it's mixed and stuff, versus a producer and engineer who just sits there every day at the mixer and is, that's their job. So it's a nice perspective to have, and it's a really great thing to really add to radio. So, ooh, I just went off there. That was fun. So here's what we're gonna do. With that being said, let's we'll play some more Pierce the Veil. We'll come back. We'll talk about the new update here with Maddie House. So last time we're gonna be saying that name on the air, and the next time we say that name, we'll tell you what they have switched their name to, and they have switched their pronouns, and we will talk about that coming up next. And there's some new updates there with that, and we'll talk all about that coming up next. Plus, we'll play some Princess Nokia just to get you guys ready for the 16th, and we will do that. So, all right, welcome back, everybody. So, you guys recognize that tune? I'm sure all of you guys do. If you guys don't, where have you been? See, I like playing this in the background. It's such great vibes. It's really good to play in the background like that.
I love it.
So, Maddie House. let's see, where do I begin with this? Yeah, I wish they could be on. I feel like they should be making this announcement, but they did on their social media. Anyways, um, they switched their pronouns. It's now, I believe it's they, him, or he, him now. I'm not sure. I'm hoping I know there's a him in there somewhere. But they're now going to be under the artist name Matt House, which is pretty cool. So that, if any of you guys have been trying to listen to Cardinal, all that other stuff, and you guys are pulling up as Matty House, it's not working. That's why it's not working. We went in and we did some edits to Cardinal. So it is now going to be under the name Matt House. You guys can check that out, of course, on all streaming platforms. As always, that of course hasn't changed. So I'm very, very. It's a very exciting time to be alive, as Emily Beckett likes to say. So there's that. So wanted to address that because I know there's been some questions as of the past 24 to 48 hours. So that's that. Also, new music going to be coming out from them hopefully in a couple of weeks. Hoping that I do my job correctly, right? You got a nature song that's going to be coming out, and this is going to be an indie type song. Going to be an interesting song to put out. It'll be a fun one, and then there's going to be a ballad type song that'll be coming out as well. And he's looking to release these a month apart from each other. So I'm not going to tell you any more than that. And we'll go from there. So very exciting stuff happening as far as, his music is concerned. And, that's that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I can't, it's interesting how the thing with heroin, because I know you mentioned that earlier and we just played that song. It's one of those things where I love the way that if you notice the very end, the way that the vocals are panned, one on the left, one on the right. That's a really cool thing that the engineer did on that. I think that's a really cool.
I love it. And I think like the whole song is just like so metaphorically like beautiful. Like people who hear it for the first time, they're like, oh my God, they talked about drugs. But it's like, no, they're comparing somebody to that drug, and like the way that they do it. It's just like how I would write. Like I love to use metaphors, other like non-related descriptive words for things. And that's exactly good. So I love it.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I'm surprised we haven't even talked about this. So you blog, right?
Well,
or what is it that you do exactly when it comes to writing?
Yeah, I write. Sometimes I do primarily poetry, and I find that poetry is really I don't know. I've always taken an interest in it, and I have a couple of poems that are out on Wattpad. Poetry books that I did a long time ago. And sometimes I add to it if I come up with new ones that I really like. I did also start like a small novel on there, but I've not written more of it since. I just got to get back into like the very creative mode. And sometimes it's hard to do that after you bust something out, work so hard to bust something out that you love. And, so.
It'll come, right?
Yeah, it'll get.
Yeah. We love moments like that when we're just working on something and all of a sudden it just goes away. It's just you just use up all your creativity in one go and then it's like, I don't have anything.
I know, exactly.
Oh, it's great that way. Hey, we should feature some of your poems on a show. That'd be fun. We should do it. Honestly, we should do a whole show. There should be a whole show where we just do poetry for one night. That would be really fun.
Cool.
Would any listeners, for those of you listening, would any listener be opposed to that? We'll put that question out there for you.
Yeah. Let the people decide.
Yes, exactly. Are you guys going to be opposed to a poetry themed show where we just do poetry for 2 straight hours.
Like poetry, you know what I mean?
What's up?
It's like a poetry slam, but over the radio.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, this would be fun. And I know a lot of my English teachers from high school and some of them from college would be all over this. So that's going to be, I know that if this does become a show, there's going to be some comments. Yeah, be like, whoa, where did this come from?
Right.
I think we could do it. I think that would be fun. And if you guys remember, we used to have a segment on the back then. Do you remember the Mixdown, Liza? Were you ever on the Mixdown, or was that
I don't think I was on the Mixdown. That one doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay, so you came right on the evening variety show. You never saw the days of the Mixdown. Oh, I'm kind of glad you didn't because it was. I mean,
that bad.
Well, okay, it wasn't bad, but as far as like equipment that we had back then, oh man, it was very tricky to do remotes towards the beginning and midway through, and then towards the end of the show's run, we were able to do remotes and stuff, and we were able to get people on the lines and stuff. But we used to do a segment, and maybe you guys might be familiar with it, A Minute of Poetry, and you know what? I wonder if now this, keep in mind, this was 2017, 2018. Okay. So I wonder if I still have the old voiceover intro from the actual raw voiceover